I'm originally a sport climber, but I just did the Voie Petit on Gran Capucin like 7 days ago. And I'm projecting to Friedrichshafen just after. It's quite hard to go from empty mountains to here. So we went the three of us because it was the first time Marion could free herself, and she's a mountain guide, and she had been helping me all the time with the weather, and she taught us how to walk on the glacier because I had never walked on ice actually. I had never put on crampons, and she's a really good friend. And for that time I was only planning to bypass the bottom and then sleep on the ledge and then work the top pitches, but then I got a phone call from Arno just the day before, and he told me, come on Caro, you should really try. It's just make a try on the bottom pitch, you never know, and worst case it will train you. So obviously you can't say no to Arno Petit, so I tried, and the 8B pitch, it worked. I zipped twice on the crux pitch, but somehow I didn't fall, and I didn't even know very much the last part of the crux pitch. So I had a proper, I was half blacking out because I'm still not super adapted to the altitude, but I reached the top without fall. It was, and from that moment I knew that I had a chance. So it was really impressive. I think it's because I've been preparing myself mentally for 1 full year. So from that moment where I had done the 8B, I was so full of energy. I did all the pitches, I didn't make a single mistake, and even if I were doing mistakes, it wouldn't make me fall anyway. So we reached the ledge, we made a BV. It's my first BV on the mountains, so it was really cool. I didn't sleep super well. I could hear Marion snoring because she's used to obviously BVs, and James and I were turning around, but it was so beautiful. And mentally I prepared myself for the second day because I knew I had a chance, but I didn't have so much tries that I could waste. So I prepared myself for it to be hard, and then I did the first pitch, which was only a 5B, and I was like a bit rusty, thinking, oh my god, but it was only 7 in the morning. And the second pitch is the 8A, which I've heard from loads of people that it's quite intimidating and hard to find the movements because you don't see the holds. So I took it really only step by step, discovering the movements, and to my surprise, I don't think I was ready to fall anyway. I was not ready to be scared by anything. So to my surprise, I figured out the movement quite fast, and then I lowered and did a try and climbed it super clean. It's such a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful piece of granite. You'd never expect to find something like that at that altitude. Arno told me maybe it's the highest 8A of the Alps on granite. And then there's still one easy but quite scary 6C, and then a 7B plus where I mistook the itinerary because the bolts are quite far apart. I went the wrong way, so I had to go down and redo it, but it was fine. And then we ended up reaching the summit. It was just really amazing, and I was standing on the top, really, really, really happy, but trying to stay calm because we still had to abseil, and well, it's still over 400 meters to abseil. We stuck the rope twice, but it was done. Suddenly it was from I dreamed to do that to I've done that. It's quite scary always, this, this, obviously for something long like that, you can see it unraveling, it's happening, and it takes 2 days to happen, and pitch after pitch you just realize you're going through your dream. It just makes you have bubbles, when I speak about that. And I did the last pitch, which is only a 6A, but really beautiful. It's on the top pinnacle of the Gran Capucin, and it's only on friends, but I think it's because it's so high, the wind and the water make the granite just perfect. And I was just, it was the last pitch, and I knew I had done it, so I could finally focus on just enjoying what I had done. It was, yeah, it's 2 days. I remember, I think straight after, I said to James, I think it's the best 2 climbing days of my life, actually. Obviously, I really struggled on the crux pitch, but at that point, I didn't really plan to do the thing, so I was fine with struggling. Maybe what was quite difficult was more like the preparing for the full year, and always having this, these moments where you feel like you can do it, and this moment where you feel like, oh my god, what a stupid idea I've committed to, and I think it's more that, the emotions actually. For sure, there is such a magnificent difference when I went on there's a section in the lower 7B plus, which is really on the feet and a bit crunchy crystals. And last year I was petrified because the ball looked so far away. And this year, actually no, not the ball, the next protection. And this year I was like, oh, it's actually not so far. And I climbed and I was like, oh, but I'm not going to zip anyway. And that's 100% La Pederiza job.